Welcome to Google Sheets App Script, how to count non-empty cells in a row. So on the right side, I have a Google Sheets spreadsheet called cities. And on the left side, I have a function in the same project called count non-empty cells in a row. And so we have the sheet variable cities. When I have the last column, because we're going to search across an entire row, and we're going to work with row 3, so I want to find the row 3 values. So we're going to use the sheet variable, get range method, starting row 3, starting column 1, number of rows 1, and the last column. And then we're going to get the value, use the get values method and 0 in between brackets to make sure we only have one array. And let's run this. See we get. So we get 2 commas, which represent the empty columns, the values in the empty values in columns A and B, and then San Francisco and California in columns C and D. So the first thing I want to do is get rid of those 2 empty columns. And to do that, I'm going to create another variable called row non-empty cell values. And it's going to take these values and we're going to filter it to make sure that only values with the string greater than 0 appear. So we're keeping only the cells that have actual values in them, are non-empty cells. So let's run this. Now we get San Francisco and California. And finally, we're gonna create another variable here called row non-empty cell count, and we're using the length property to count the non-empty strings or cells in row non-empty cell values. So let's run that. And sure enough, we get 2. If I come here and say add another string or a cell with a string value, run this, we get 3. And another one, get 4. Now we know how to count all the non-empty cell values in row 3 or any other row that you choose. Thanks for watching.